Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is web development. Seeing these various HTML tags which we can use. So far in our previous video, we discussed some kind of an activity that was based on some of the HTML tags, like using the these listing tags, the ordered and unordered, etc. Of those kinds of tags. So today let's move on to the other tags. So I will be seeing the HTML table tags. So in this session, you'll see a theory on how you can create or use these HTML table tags, and you just know which of them are the HTML table tags. So let's dive into it. So we'll dive into this kind of a table that is describing these various HTML table tags. So this table is as follows. I will have this table that contains here, this column will contain the kinds of the tags, and the other one will just contain the description of the tags that are used in this, how to create the various these tables in when you're trying to develop a web page using the HTML. So we start with the following tags. The first one is this, the table tag. So it is seen like this. So the description of this is that it defines the structure. Just see the structure that is used for the organizing the data that is in rows and columns within a web page. So when you are putting this kind of a tag, we just see help to define that the structure which you're trying to organize is in a kind of a table that is containing the rows and the columns that are just given within a such given of a web page. Then we have the table role. This tag is shown like this. TR. This one, it represents a role within HTML table containing the individual cells. So that's the table row. Then there's the table head with the tag like this th. So this just simply shows a table header cell that typically it holds the titles or the headings of the given table. Moving on. Then we have the TD, that is the table data. It represents the standard data cell holding the content of the data. So this is the other tag that is using HTML table. We're trying to create a table using HTML in a web page. Then there's caption tag. This one just provides a title or just a description for the entire table. So when you put this, it just provides a title, just a description for the table that you're trying to put in a given web page. Then there's the table head shown with this tag head. So this just simply defines the header section of the table. Often it contains the column labels. So this is what we call the table head with this tag t head. Then there's the t body, that is the table body. Simply just represents the main content area of the table, separating it from the header or the footer. So this is what it is. The table body just is there as it shows, or it just represents the main content which we're going to show in the given table, separating this from the header or the footer. So that's the T body as the table body. Now the others are the table foot, T foot. This tab, HTML table tab, this specifies the footer section of the table, typically holding the summaries or the totals of the given table that we've shown in the given HTML, so that you can see it in the given web page. Also, there's the column tag, abbreviated as this tag here. COL, that it defines the attributes for the table columns that can be applied to multiple columns simultaneously. Then there's the column group, or abbreviated as co-group. So this tag just groups together a set of columns in the table to which you can apply formatting or properties collectively. So this is all about the table that is just showing various HTML table tags that you can use to create a table within a given web page. Moving on, let's see the styling HTML tables. So we'll be styling HTML tables using this, adding this CSS. So here we'll see how you can style your HTML table just to look at professional and neat for your web page. So we know that this CSS, the cascading style sheets, is the one that is mostly used just to add the styles such as the borders, the background colors, text alignments, and much more within your web page when you are trying to create your web page using these kinds of HTML table tags. Now, here are just some basic styles that you can use. There's four. So we'll start with the first one, that is adding a border to an HTML table. So exceptional of these stylings, we just when you're just trying to create just a normal table for your web page, we just display some kind of default modes that are there for the web page. But when you're trying to add this, this helps to give a professional look or a neat style for the tables which you want to create. So this the first option or the basic style that you can use, adding a border to HTML table. So how can you do this? A border, simply you have to know that this is the set where you use this CSS border property. Now, if you don't specify a border for a table, it will just display a table without these borders. So here's the syntax, or just how you can see it. For example, the code can look like this. We start with the table, then the table head, then the table data, then you have the border, for example 1 pixel solid black, so that's the border for the given HTML table. Moving on, the second styling what you can add is adding collapsed borders in an HTML table. So this is the other styling which you can add for borders to collapse in one border. Now all of this we just see in the activity, but here we're talking about this theory part of it. So adding collapsed borders. So for the borders to collapse into one border, just add the CSS border collapse property, and you'll see that when we're doing the activity, but the syntax of it looks like this. So the table head, then table data, then the border pixel solid black, then you add the border collapse, that is you add the collapse. So that's how it will look into your web page. I mean, when you're trying to create using the HTML tags, so you can use this how it might look in your notepad. So yes, you can see it. Moving on. The other one is adding cell padding in an HTML table. Cell padding simply it specifies the space between the cell content and its borders. So if we do not specify padding, the table cells will be displayed without the padding. So the syntax of it is just you insert the normal tags for the table data, then the padding maybe 20 pixels. So that's you can use. Other styling is adding left aligned headings in an HTML table. So this just adding kind of a left alignings for the headings here in your HTML table. Skipping this, we just make the details just to align in default mode. So by default, the table headings are just bold and centered. Now to left align the table headings, you just use we must use the CSS text align property, and the syntax of it looks like this. Given the table head, then the text align, then you put left. So you might align right or center. Just that's specifying excluding it from the default, that is the table headings are just bold and centered. So that's how it is. uh, the other styling, adding border spacing in an HTML table. Border spacing specifies the space between the cells. So just to set the border spacing for a table, we just use the CSS border spacing property, and the syntax of it is that the table then border spacing given like this, for example 5 pixels. So all these we just group them later on when we are trying to do the activity, and we will see how all of them might look like. uh, the other one is adding a caption in an HTML table. Now, to add a caption to a table, we must use the caption tag, and the syntax of it is how it looks like this. Just the table style with, and just insert the given width which you want, then the caption and be, for example, details. Then the tags look like this: the open tag and the closing tag also. The other styling way is just adding a background color to the table. So a color can be added as a background in an HTML table using the background color option. So you can use this option just to add a given color for the background of a given table. The syntax of it, how you can use it, it looks like this. You set the given table with, and then the background color, you set the color which you want, and simply it will display into your web page. So that's all I have for this session. Hope that's clear, everyone. Thank you for listening. We've seen these various creating the HTML table tags. We've seen how you can use the various HTML table tags just to insert your table into your web page. So move on to the activity of all these tags, how you can use them and how you see them within your web page. So I hope that's all clear, and thank you.